What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be ranking the 2023 starting quarterbacks to start the season. Really excited to see if you guys agree with me on this and let me know what you guys think. All right, so first off, we got Aaron Rodgers. Obviously got traded this offseason, got what he wanted. He went to the Jets. Really excited to see what he's going to look like with Garrett Wilson and have way different weapons. You know, he gets Allen Lazard back. Really think this is going to be a good fix, especially with Robert Saleh. I think he's going to absolutely ball out this season. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put him in the elite category. I could definitely see him possibly having another MVP type season. Next, we have Baker, obviously. Yeah, with the Buccaneers, I mean, I really don't think the Buccaneers are really going to be anything this season. I mean, I think they're going to go for a top draft pick, try to get one of the top quarterbacks next season. I'm just going to put him in the terrible category. Could definitely see where Kyle Trask could be replacing him possibly in the season. I mean, he's going to start out week 1 as a starter, but knowing Baker, he might not make it. Next, we have Brock Purdy. Really not sure with him, especially after that injury during the playoffs, especially with Trey Lance right behind him. They used a first-round draft pick on him. I think they're going to want to use him more than Brock Purdy, which was Mr. Irrelevant himself. I'll put him in the mid category. I really just don't think he's anything that special. You know, he has that little scrambling ability that can get out of some pressure that we saw last season, but I think defenses are going to be more prepared for him than they were. They really had no idea last season, but I'm definitely just going to put him in the mid category for now. I just don't think he's going to have a special season. I also don't think he's going to make it through the full season as a starter. Next, we got Mr. First overall pick himself, Bryce Young. I think he's going to have a great season. I also think he's going to win Rookie of the Year this year. He's got Adam Thielen. He's got Miles Sanders. You know, they have weapons on that offense. He's got 2 good tackles to help protect him. So I'm really excited to see this offense, especially with Frank Wright as the head coach. I'm going to put him, I'll say good or great. Rookie of the Year, since I'm predicting him that way, I'm going to put him in the great category for now. Next, second overall pick, CJ Stroud with the Texans. I honestly don't know with him. Obviously, he has all the throwing talent in the world, but also I think that Texans team, he doesn't have any weapons really around him. I know they just got Tank Dell that he wanted in the draft, and I'm super excited to see them together. Yeah, I'm just don't really think that he's going to have as good of a season as everybody's predicting. I think he's going to have some rookie year struggles. I think in year 2 or year 3, that's when he's going to step it up, and you're really going to see him be the franchise quarterback. Kind of like really what the situation was with Justin Fields. Right now, I'm going to move him into I'll put him in the mid category just because I just don't think he's going to have that great of a season as a rookie. Next, a lot more people are high on this guy than I am. Dak. Listen, he had Amari Cooper as a weapon. You know, he's got CeeDee Lamb now. He's had all the weapons. Now he's got Tony Pollard at starting running back, which he's going to see some more time, and that's absolutely more explosiveness for the offense. I think he's going to be good, nothing great. I think he definitely leads them to the playoffs. So I'll put him in the good category for now. Then we got Mr. Danny Dimes. I think this man was completely overpaid this offseason. I know that he was not going to re-sign with them unless he got that sort of money. But yeah, I thought this man was completely overpaid for what he was doing. I think he just had such a good coach and such a good team around him that he was able to make something. I mean, really surprised everybody with his speed, really. I'm going to put him in the mid category. I just don't really think he's anything that special. I think he's replaceable by any means. Yeah, I think it's just his rushing ability that actually makes him a decent quarterback and a decent starting quarterback in the NFL. Then we got the man that just got traded to the Saints, Derek Carr. I'm just not really liking him. I know he's got Chris Olave, possibly Michael Thomas, you know, if he can actually stay healthy. You honestly don't really know what type of season he has. I'm not even sure if Alvin Kamara is going to actually play this season. You know, everything going off the field issues. I definitely think he's better than Danny Dimes, Brock Purdy, and CJ Stroud right now. So I'm going to put him in the good category. I just don't think he's going to be anything special for them. Usually they have such a good team that they possibly make the playoffs. So I definitely think he's an upgrade from Jameis. I'll put him in the good category. Deshaun Watson, we all know off the field issues and everything, but the team around him is so amazing on paper. It just depends on if they can actually put it together. If he can have any sort of season like he did with the Texans, I mean, he could be up for MVP, honestly, just on the field play-wise. He has the rushing ability. He was making plays. You could see little hints of flashbacks with his scrambling ability and ability to get out of pressure last season in just those 6 games. But throwing-wise, you could tell it was not there yet. But I think with him a full season under his belt this season, I'm honestly going to put him in the great category. I don't think he's going to be elite. I don't think he's going to win MVP. I think he's going to have a great season. I think he's going to lead the Browns to the playoffs this season and possibly make a little bit of a run. All right, Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ridder. They wasted a pick on him last season. Kind of saw a little bit of time. Really not expecting huge things out of the Falcons. I still think they're kind of in a rebuild scenario. I know they spent a lot of money on that defense this offseason, but yeah, I'm not expecting big things out of him. I think they're going to play him just to see what they can get out of him for the next few seasons. I'm going to put him in the bad category for right now. I think he's easily replaceable, but we're going to have to see. He's going to have a full season under his belt this season. So then we got Gardner Minshew with the Colts now. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's going to be starter week 1. I think Anthony Richardson's going to come in about week 4, week 5 for them. We all know the stories on the offseason, what he does kind of off the field and locker room type stuff, and it's hilarious. It's awesome. But do I think he's a really good starting quarterback in this league? No. And I think he's going to get replaced this season by Anthony Richardson. You just don't waste a 4th overall pick and not really play him in his rookie year. So I'm going to put him in the terrible category just because I just don't think he makes it through the full season. Next, we got kind of a breakout year for him. Geno Smith, got drafted by the Jets, but, he really didn't work out with them. Really hasn't worked out in the past, but he had a great year last year. I don't think he's going to have that same production, but they did draft Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I mean, they still have Tyler Lockett. They still have DK. So I think he's going to be pretty good. I don't think he's going to have as good of production as he did last season. So I'm going to put him in the good category. Jalen Hurts, MVP, progression of getting better every offseason is actually amazing. He's worked on himself. We all know what he's like in the weight room and his work ethic. I think he's going to have an elite year, probably be up for MVP again. So I'm going to put him with Aaron Rodgers up here in elite. Jared Goff with the Lions. He had a really good end of the year last year. Can he keep that production all year long? I know they just drafted Hendon Hooker, not really to replace him, but kind of bring in some competition like Dan Campbell said. So I'm not really expecting a huge season out of him. I think there's possibility that he might get replaced by Hendon Hooker towards the end of the year, since they're saying Hendon Hooker is so mature and they really like what he brings to the team even after his injury with Tennessee. So right now, I think I'm going to put him in the good category right now because I don't think he actually does get replaced, but I think there is possibility for that. I think they're kind of leaning towards that way because they're not going to want to pay him. So we'll see what happens with him this season. But if he is anything like those last 6 games that he played, I think he's going to have a really great year. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm really excited to see, especially with this Raiders offense. I think he can do a lot of things with this. I mean, he kind of has some experience with the past Patriots offense. But yet again, I really just don't think he's anything that special. He's getting older. He's a pocket quarterback. He's not going to be able to move that well. So I'm going to put him in the mid category. I think I kind of list him as the same level as Daniel Jones right now. I know Jimmy Garoppolo is a winner and everything, but he's not going to put the stats that you make a elite quarterback out of. Joe Burrow, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I think this is an easy decision. I don't even care what you say. Elite category. He's going to be right there with Rodgers and Hurts. First season for Jordan Love to be actually named the starting quarterback going into week 1. Rodgers is now gone. I mean, you really don't know what to expect out of him. I know we've seen appearance out of him in a couple games. Really not expecting anything big. I think people are kind of overhyping him a little bit. I know the Packers fans kind of are and saying how good they're going to be, but I really just am not a huge fan of their offense. So I'm going to put him in the mid category. I don't think he's going to be terrible, but I don't think he's going to be anything special. Josh Allen, easy pick, always an MVP caliber. His size, his ability to run, his great arm strength. As long as he can get it down in the playoffs and absolutely figure out this offense and not choke, then it's going to be great. He's going to probably win a Super Bowl, but he's definitely going to be in the elite category here. Justin Fields this season, he had a great season last season. His rushing ability is actually insane. Here's the only problem with him. When he does kind of get the mindset that he wants to run most of the game, it really seems like he doesn't really look downfield. He kind of just scrambles out, just looks for a rushing lane. So that's the only issue with him, but he has improved every year. So I'm definitely going to say that he's going to improve. It kind of seems like the GM for the Bears is kind of getting it all handled. So I'm going to put him in the great category. I think his athletic ability is really going to make him a great quarterback in this league for the 2023 season. Justin Herbert, everybody knows about him. Great arm strength. He makes plays out of nothing sometimes. Really the ability for him to command this Chargers offense. I'm expecting big things out of him, especially with Keenan Allen. I'm definitely going to put him in the elite category. I don't really think there's any debate about this. He's a great quarterback in this league and really possibility for face of the NFL in the future. Kenny Pickett, this is kind of a hard one for me. You know, I think in his rookie season had his ups and downs. I'm not really expecting huge things out of the Steelers this offseason. Kind of losing with Cam Sutton and people on that defense. I know they still have Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris. They're really a ground and pound team, kind of play action with them. I'm going to put him in the bad category. I'm just not really expecting anything big out of him this year. And he's not going to get replaced or anything, but I just don't think he's going to have a good of a season in year 2. I could see him having that sophomore year slump that everybody talks about. So I'm definitely going to put him in the bad category for right now. Kirk Cousins, I mean, man has a good season, really just blows it up always at the end. So I think the Vikings want to replace him. They just seem like they're in rebuild scenario, getting rid of Adam Thielen. They're really just seem like they're just keeping Justin Jefferson. They're not really trying to handle anybody else. So I definitely think he's in the bad category. Don't think he's going to get replaced or anything, but definitely not going to be good this season. Kyler Murray coming off injury. You're really not sure with him and what the Cardinals are doing. They finally got him a tackle in Paris Johnson, what he's been asking for. I still don't think he's going to have as much time, and I don't think he's going to get injured, but I think he's going to be a ton under pressure, and he's going to have to scramble a ton. So I'm going to put him for this season in the mid category. I just am not expecting big things with this Cardinals offense, especially with DeAndre Hopkins wanting to be gone, and they're trying to free up cap space to make that happen. Lamar Jackson, I mean, I think this season they finally paid the man. I think last season, like, I know they were always saying that he was hurt and everything. I think he just wanted to be paid, and he didn't want to go out there and risk injury instead of getting paid. So they finally paid the man. They got him some weapons on offense. I am definitely going to put him in the elite category. They also got a new offensive coordinator, which is going to have him be passing the ball more. I think that's also going to be leading to him possibly scrambling and making more plays for them. So I'm definitely going to put him in the elite category with some of these quarterbacks. Mac Jones, I am not a fan of at all. I know there was a lot of controversy with the Patriots last year. I mean, if you look at any of their offensive sets, I mean, they kept everything close in pocket. They did not want him using any of the arm talent to try to make those outside throws. He really doesn't have that great of an arm. I honestly could see him probably being replaced if he has a really bad year. So I'm going to put him in the terrible category. I'm just not expecting big things out of him. And Zappy right behind him. He's easily replaceable, I think, with this Patriots offense. Matthew Stafford, Rams, I'm not really sure what they're doing. They kind of seem like they're trying to go into rebuild mode, getting rid of Jalen Ramsey and everything. So I just don't think he's going to have a big year, and especially coming off that elbow surgery. I'm going to put him in the bad category. I don't think he's going to be replaced, but by no means do I think the Rams are making the playoffs where he's going to have a fantastic season or anything. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, is there anything to really be said about this guy? Literally the best quarterback in the league right now, and possibly of all time if he keeps this up. I mean, Chiefs are always going to the Super Bowl and everything. So easy pick right here. Elite. Russell Wilson, we all know the Broncos had a lot of trouble last season with that whole offense and actually scoring points. So really just don't think he's going to have that good a year. I mean, I know they kind of figured it out towards the end of the year. Yeah, it kind of just seems like he's starting to get washed after leaving the Seahawks. Kind of got that concussion last year as well. So I'm just going to put him in the mid category. He's definitely not going to be replaced or anything this season. Nobody's going to be taking a spot. They're paying this man way too much money. He's going to be in the mid category. I just don't think the Broncos are that good of a team. Ryan Tannehill, I mean, they just drafted Will Levis. They have Malik Willis. I mean, I don't even know what they're trying to do. They're definitely trying to rebuild on that team. They're trying to get started. There's reports of them trying to get rid of Derrick Henry. He almost went to the Eagles, which would have absolutely been insane. So I think he's probably going to be replaced, but you never know. They might give him the reins for the whole season, and then Will Levis just gets a year under his belt behind him, learning a lot. So definitely going to put him in the bad category. I just don't think this team is anything that good. Sam Howell, I mean, this is really going to be the first season we really see him. So I just don't, this Commanders team, nobody really knows what they're doing. They got Scary Terry. They got Curtis Samuel. So they got weapons on offense. They got those speedy guys that you need. But there's rumors of them they didn't pick up Chase Young's 5th-year option. So really, what are they doing? That was kind of like a building block for them. That's a top pass rusher. I know he's hurt a lot, but he's got all the talent in the world, and especially a guy that you want to build a franchise with. So I don't really think that they know what they're doing. They're kind of trying to figure it out, and this is really going to be his shot. So I'm going to put him in the terrible category. I'm not very high on Sam Howell as possibly some other people. Trevor Lawrence, I feel like this is going to be a big controversy one. I am not as high on Trevor Lawrence as everybody else. I know he's a winner and everything. He led the Jaguars to the playoffs last season, but my God, did he throw a lot of interceptions in the playoffs? That was also a problem with them. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is going to be a big controversy one. I'm just not very high on him like a lot of people. I mean, I think he's pretty good, but do I think he's going to have kind of the season where he led them to the playoffs last year? No, I do not. I know they have a great young core, and they're really like good building blocks for everybody. They got Travis Etienne, and they got Josh Allen, and they got Marvin Jones, but I'm just not really expecting a big thing out of this team. I really don't think they make it back to the playoffs this season. So I'm going to put him just in the good category. I know he's a great young talent and everything, but I think people kind of overhype him just because of the whole Clemson thing and like not losing a game in high school. Tua, I mean, he's got every weapon. He's got Tyreek Hill, he's got Jalen Waddle. Now they have Jalen Ramsey now on the defense. So I think this team is going to be awesome. I think he's going to have a really good year as long as he can stay healthy. I know he was contemplating whether he's going to play football again or not, especially with those concussions and injuries. But I think he's going to have a really good year. So I'm going to put him in the great category. I know that might be a little higher than a lot of people think, but no matter what, he has a ton of weapons on offense that can make plays for him and get him the yardage, get him the touchdown. So I'm completely putting him in the great category on where I have Justin Fields, Deshaun, and Bryce Young. And that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. I'll read it. I'll react to it. Also, if you can, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be trying to do more of these longer form videos. So just let me know what you guys want next.